Man, I keep forgetting. I gotta look and download those expansions, see how much they cost me. Leave that playing audio. Oh, Torgos. Streaming FF6. I checked him out if I weren't going to play myself. Maybe I should have just gone casual and done it. But anyway, I am, as always, your favorite whiskey drinking southern friend, Bobtheelder, the one with a charming accent. I got Chunksy the dog with me in her normal spot. I have my unsweet tea. I'm going to let my palate cleanse a bit, and I'm going to pour some Wild Turkey Rare Breed Rye, one of my favorite ryes that I've ever tried. And I should hoard this stuff because it's not the easiest thing in the world for me to get, and it's expensive. But damn, it's good. And I just wanted something tonight that's got a lot of flavor to it. Rare Breed's barrel proof, so this one is 112.2. So it's a little high, but nothing ever. It is non-chill filtered, which is mainly just selling points. It's the little talking points that they put on bottles to get everybody to buy them. But it does mean that it doesn't go through the normal filtration process. And this is out of Wild Turkey Wild Turkey Distillery in Lawrenceburg, Kentucky. I'd put it up against almost anything, but I'm notoriously very responsible for a rye. I just want to drink a little bit to kind of get my palate a little cleansed back, because this has a lot of taste and I want to get the full taste on it. So this is the Outer Wilds. I've played it casually on stream on Let's Racing Time, but I haven't done it on my own. So it might be a fair amount of me just kind of being quiet and chilling and playing. So since we won't talk during the dialogue and stuff like that. But if anybody's around, you can feel free to hop in chat. If you're part of our Discord, and just or hang out and talk. So either one on it is good by me. Here, let me get the alt tab one more time. Get my Streamlab up so I can see chat a little better. I really need to get. One problem I have is that I can't. There's no way for this arm not to block my window. So what I really need to do is get a boom arm, break down and buy a boom arm that'll hang. Buy a boom arm that'll kind of hang down over my head. That way I'm hitting my sweet spot a little better. And it's not blocking. I do have the chat up on the left hand monitor, but it's a little easier to see from this side, so it's the one I prefer to do. Oh yeah, I gotta do the skill points. And this is a perk level. But I have Vicar Max I gotta think about too. I got them at 40, so I think this is the ones that I want to get up to 40 next. Then maybe Persuade, Lie, and Intimidate, and then we'll start pumping some stuff into guns. I don't know what I need of that. That's the only thing. The leadership one, I like Parvati, so I'll probably keep a companion for the most part. And the Vicar's kind of cool too, so not a big deal. And I'm not going to pickpocket, but I do sneak a lot, and that's always... That sneak attack damage helps a lot since I like to snipe. And hack's what I'm trying to get to. That'll help out a lot. I got a feeling like for dialogue I'm going to need the... Persuade's the only one I really care about. Like I usually don't intimidate her a lot. And neither of those really help me. So I do need to be pumping some stuff into the long guns just for the damage. Armor rating's pretty high. Alright, I'm good with that. Alright, this was a perk level. One more and I'm on to the second. I'm on to the second one. Pretty nice, but I don't have to use that as much. That's a good one to have. Yeah, I mean, I'm so used to not buying crap from vendors other than ammo because they're so expensive, but this game's just like throwing money at me. It's a nice increase at base health. Took that one. That's nice, an extra experience. Maybe having the walk speed be a little faster. I think the base health is kind of a. I mean, that's a 50%. It's pretty damn good increase. Yeah, that did drop the price a good bit. Need to repair that rifle. One more on it. Can put some upgrades on it. Those are fine. Modify, that's what. What are those on the? Whatever the. Okay, that's like shock, fire. Fletcher, okay, that takes the basic damage down by 2. Kinda interesting. But these dropped it down. of nice, but I mean, if you put all those, I don't know why they drop it. Hey, party boy, what's up, man? Hey, it was pretty good, man. I can't complain. I had a really good Christmas. Only downside is for the first time in my life, I had a flare up of over those 3 days. I had a flare. Well, really the week, but the weekends when it got bad, I had a flare up of apparently I've got, what is it? Sciatica. I've got sciatica in my left hip, and oh, it's been a bitch. Good thing about it is that I went to the nurse practitioner at work today and got a steroid shot, and so far and they prescribed an anti-inflammatory that I got to start taking tomorrow. But the steroid shot has made a night and day difference. Like it's hurting so much less than it was. You know, I mean, like after the last few days, I couldn't imagine it being like this normal. I got so used to barely doing it. But I mean, that aside, Christmas was great. You know, did 3 or 4 of them. You know, spent time with a lot of family. My niece was in town, so I got to spend a good part, you know, from college, and I got to spend a good part of the day with her on Christmas Day, and that made me happy. Then I got to see, you know, my family on that one, and it was really good. How about you, man? Did everything go good for you? And this is the Outer Worlds. Like, I need to break down and play some Dark Souls on stream sometime, but I hadn't got around to doing it yet. See, these increase shit. Magazine size plus 50. Oh, we already have plasma for that, so that's not any different. $792 instead of $762. Kind of like that. Cuts it down by 0.75. I'm good with that. Won't be using that one for a while, presumably. Talk to Parvati, see what she can do. I guess we'll get on with Weston.
Something busted, Captain?
Alright, well, I don't... No additional dialogue for her. That's interesting. Gotta be careful not to accidentally pick that option up at the top. Oh yeah, I need to check out the Vickers stuff. What most of this junk is the only thing. I don't know if I'm doing myself any favors by holding on. Oh yeah. Good one. Right up close. Better sawed off than I have. Armor, and I can give him that mining helmet for the moment. Better than nothing. Yeah, I'd rather have that hat. Yeah, I'm fine with all that.
Welcome back, Captain. How can I be of assistance? The unit is a
Oh
cleaning
yeah, I was supposed
SAM.
to ask that.
Hawthorne brought it on board some cycles ago, I'm sure with the intent to modify it, but I've never seen it up and running. Alex likely recorded progress notes detailing his efforts to modify SAM. If you check the terminal in your captain's quarters, we may be able to determine what work remains in order for SAM to properly operate.
Okay, I can do that.
What part of the colony would you like to discuss? Ah, yes. As Dr. Wells is a wanted outlaw, he built his laboratory into an asteroid. Orbital destinations can be challenging to land on. His more so than most. There is a bounty on his head, one with a markedly high reward amount. Shall I engage the laser weapons system? A sensible choice, as we do not have any laser weapons. The outlaw scientist known as Dr. Phineas V. Wells has taken a measure of precautions to make the lab undetectable to those hunting him. Even knowing the location, my systems resist my orders to go where I instruct them. Of course. What part of the colony would you like to discuss?
Yeah, Dr. Wells is he's known as Dr. Wells, as in Dr. Totally Not Rick from Rick and Morty.
We're cleared to dock with the Groundbreaker if that's your desired destination. If we're going there, please be sure all docking forms have been filed in triplicate and fees have been paid. The Mardettes take their docking laws quite seriously. I can, yes. Let me add that to my list of 1,435,498 tasks I am simultaneously executing in order to run our ship. You are more than welcome, Captain. The Groundbreaker was Halcyon's original colony ship. It has since been repurposed as a service station in the Lagrange point of the system. Freighters often deliver or pick up goods from the Groundbreaker en route to other destinations. The city ship hosts an array of cargo bays, factories, housing sections, and more. Many of Halcyon's companies maintain office spaces with stationed representatives in what is considered a truly neutral territory within the system. I have filed the required docking forms in triplicate, and fees have been paid. Of course. What part of the colony would you like to discuss? Where in Terra 2? Edgewater is the sparkling county seat of Emerald Vale, or it was when first built. Since then, neglect and time have worn away her shiny veneer. The town is near the coordinates where Captain Hawthorne died. It would not be unfortunate if something, like say a plague, were to wipe Emerald Vale from the face of the planet.
Kill me, Ada.
You mean the ones who did not answer my distress call with medical assistance, but instead came to issue my injured captain a parking ticket? I'm sure they are wonderful humans who don't deserve to be wiped out by starvation or a devastating plague. Since you diverted power to Edgewater, the botanical lab shut down, and the deserters were forced to return to town. Meanwhile, the cannery's output increased, enabling the town's population to prosper. Thank you for nothing, Captain.
Yeah.
I cannot say. First, I need to adjust my memory interpretation sensors, but I think my answer is yes. Of course. What part of the colony would you like to discuss?
Oh, that's funny.
Where in Monarch? Ah, Monarch. The armpit of the Halcyon system. Her last functioning port town is Stellar Bay. Well, that is if you don't count Sublight's Smuggler's Port in Fallbrook. I believe it has something to do with the planet being an uninhabitable wilderness and a lawless land with no corporate presence. You may wish to survey the residents in Stellar Bay for additional data points. It's Sublight run for the purpose of shipping contraband, and before you ask, I don't know the coordinates, so I can't dock us there. Of course. What part of the colony would you like to discuss? Where in Monarch? Warning. All colonists are urged to reconsider travel to Cascadia due to infestation of mantisaurs and risk of indefinite detention or death.
That's an expression.
There are no people aside from marauders in Cascadia.
There's only death.
Only death. The local report is that you will very likely die if you leave Cascadia's landing pad. This is one of those times where you say one word but really mean another, isn't it? I suppose you would find an environment like this fun.
I mean, it does sound kind of interesting, I'm not gonna lie.
How can I be of assistance? I have lots of minutes. Many minutes. Unlimited minutes, perhaps. Providing an adequate power source, I can function indefinitely.
Alright, Data.
I prefer to think of it as being in a state of slumber, perhaps for an indefinite duration of time. Do you think that is what it's like for the colonists on the Lost Hope? When I simulate myself in such a scenario, I do not find it to be desirable. I think my self-preservation protocols incline me to desire the alternative. Traveling the system with you, Captain. Do you know what it feels like when the ship undergoes an unexpected power surge? A jolt to the system. I have felt that.
She is at least a somewhat limited AI.
Captain Alex Hawthorne was a smuggler of some repute. I failed to predict the likely outcome of his reckless behavioral patterns.
So she actually has regrets.
In our travels together, Alex liked to pass time by, as he called it, tinkering to improve my design. If you mean, was Captain Hawthorne my first? Yes,
okay.
he was.
Not quite what I meant, but there you go.
How can I be of assistance? Certainly, Captain. What would you like to hear? Now playing a Spacer's Choice advertising jingle.
Not my favorite song, but alright.
Everyone in Halcyon is contractually obligated to label this or another board-certified jingle their favorite song.
True.
I wish I was your second derivative, so I could investigate your concavities. As you wish, Captain. I must comply with all direct orders.
It's like Egon's granddaughter from the new Ghostbusters movie.
May luck be with you. Of course, as I am sure you are aware, luck does not exist. But it seems to comfort humans to believe they possess good quantities of it.
I don't know if I'm going to be able to use that junk for anything. I'm still thinking about that junk that's in my inventory. Like, I suppose I could store it all and at least get it out of said inventory. That. Flavor text in this is just great. God dang it. Damn, that's a lot. Or subject it to however, we do not get it wet. Or subject it to temperatures over 350 degrees Kelvin, or under 270 Kelvin, or eat it. Happy cyst pig. Don't weigh anything. I mean, almost none of this stuff weighs anything. That right there combined is a pound. Got a lot of this. Oh, one more. Steam. Oh. Alright. Same result. Clean bean killing machine. Of course he would be trying to. Acid steeper. Oh, that's a good bit of experience. Shut up, Tomato. Alright, wherever Roseway is will be. At the holographic shroud.
Make yourself at home, Captain.
So how does the holographic shroud work? That's something. Odd chess set.
I like what you've done with the place. Kitschy collectibles are such a human inclination.
Saber. I sworn I had that in sword. Whatever. I feel like it's kind of bare in here. No, I really don't want to be jettisoned out to the airlock. The unreliable. Typhon, Scylla, Tartarus, Monarch, Olympus. Did I get that shrink ray? I mean, it's a gas giant. Thanos. I missed that one. It makes sense, I guess. Can I actually... Ooh. Phineas's lab? Remain at home or at work? Save it and give it a shot. May not allow me to
We've
actually
arrived
dock
at
there.
Venus's orbital lab. Do return in one piece, Captain.
Hello? Can you hear me? Does this work? Oh, damn it! Blast, that's loud.
Something else. I always hit the wrong button. Like the weird thing about this is, okay, is if this wasn't an Xbox controls, I would never hit the wrong button. If it told me L1, R2, and all that, it's because for some reason my brain doesn't do the bumper controls to like bumper and all that crap. Like I don't know why. Like I'll hit trigger when I mean to hit bumper and so forth and so on. That's 5. Yeah, that's a lot. Probably good stuff, but I need to get more of those first. So his lab has the hope, I guess?
I'm just securing my ongoing experiments. And securing myself.
Naturally.
Mind the mess. I haven't had a visitor since... in fact, I've never had a visitor.
Not a lot here. Interesting.
Oh, thank the law. Your skin has spontaneously changed color. Potential side effect of the revival process. Very rare,
Rare, but you never know.
You never know. Right. Welcome to my little habitation, such as it is. I've got caffeinoids, cysty bits, if you're into that sort of thing. So, welcome. Make yourself at home. My secret hideout is your secret hideout.
Okay, have like kind of a home base kind of thing other than the ship.
Not at all, my intrepid accomplice. I should thank you for tolerating my somewhat brusque manner. I only
Oh,
regret
the
that I couldn't
nose
save
of this,
more
man.
Of your fellow settlers, what with being hunted by the board and emptying my supply of necessary chemicals.
Even the nose just has so much nuance to it. It's like layers of sweetness and a spice, like spice to it. Like It's a little bit of cinnamon. Yeah, it's definitely cinnamon. But you don't always get it. Oh man, and the longer longer you hold it on, the more nuanced the flavor.
Of
Oh,
course.
that's so good.
What's on your mind? Oh, it's not you. I do experiments in that room. Some of them get quite scientific. The unexpected is to be treasured, but from a safe distance.
Sense.
Regardless, it's quite comfortable in here, you know. I have my beans, have my caffeinoids, plenty of toilet paper.
I think those are the essentials.
Absolutely. Let's talk. Oh, goodness, no. I wouldn't survive 10 seconds in the blackness of the
So you're
air.
kind of the anti-Rick in that because you never
Well,
leave it. You're
no,
Rick,
I
but you
imagine
don't
I'd
really.
last at least 12 seconds before I'd lose consciousness and die of hypoxia. Life outside work? No, of course not. My life is my work. For that matter, everyone else's lives are also my work. An entire colony's worth of lives are at stake. It's up to me, up to us to set things right. To answer your question, I'd rather stay right here in my lab. There's too much work to be done. The Hope's colonists won't revive themselves, you know.
I mean, I agree.
Because we've lost our way, the board has a stranglehold over this colony, and we've all been conditioned into total obedience. The Hope is full of specialists, scientists, engineers, talented individuals like you, people who haven't been corrupted by the board. Unfortunately, the Hope's colonists have been frozen for decades, well past your shelf life, so to speak. No offense.
Never would have thought of it that way.
Ah, you begin to perceive the truth. Yes, according to the board and their narrow-minded scientists, you should be a pile of organic
Well, I'm glad I'm
sludge
not.
right now. 10 years. That's how long the average human can remain in hibernation. You were frozen for decades. In theory, you never should have survived the revival process. But the conventional theories are wrong. You're living proof that it can be done. There's yet hope for the Hope.
Alright, Buttface.
We'll do our very best to save them all. I'd best get back to work. I can feel my last dose of caffeinoid fading.
Fair enough.
Aha! I see you found my portable molecular compression device, better known as a shrink ray. Find a target, point, shoot. Your target will shrink down into a manageable size, whereupon you may commence beating them to a pulp. Feel free to try it on a marauder sometime.
I'll have to. I'm got a feeling these science weapons are going to be interesting. Mop up melted pig. Okay. I don't know what those are, but man. I think I more than a little bit feel sorry for them. Oops. That stuff may actually be legible, not by me. No response. Response.
hope you're not thinking of ingratiating yourself with the board. Chairman Rockwell and his cronies are not.
No, I'm not too keen on them at the moment.
They might tempt you with promises of wealth, but don't be fooled. They're just
I mean, they're
using you for
pretty
their
much
own
the
ends.
corporate antichrists, from what I can
What's
tell.
on your
So,
mind?
and that's fair. I definitely leave it up to you to be concerned. You can get mad at me for I didn't think about it till after I'd already done it. I mean, it was just sitting there to access, you know? There you go. About large. It's cases, okay. Not sure what that means, but pie ladder. Not sure what that is, but man, it looks mean. Alright. About all can be had from here. Interesting little side jaunt. Shrink ray might quite come in handy. Is that the hope? I suppose. Quite obviously, I can't get to it. Yeah, there was that thing I had to hack. There was that lockpick over there. I don't remember what the good vicar's side quest was. I think I like taking Parvati, but I think I need to take him with me, at least for the start. Those aren't in junk. So how do I use that? Oh, I can't add a consumer, can I? That'll work. Posters. Random places? I don't know, I'm still kind of figuring out how some of the nuances of this work. Let's see. Here. Guess we'll go to what's its face. I wish I could rename it from the Unreal.
Destination reached. The groundbreaker.
Let's check our
Got a minute?
Yeah.
Hey, Captain. I heard that Groundbreaker's got a real good engineer. A lady named Junlei Tennyson? I was thinking that maybe I ought to meet her. If you got time to swing us by, I mean. I don't got much experience fixing actual spaceships. I bet you a can of Borston beans she could teach me all manner of stuff. Thanks, Captain. I'll be sure to make it worth your time. Did you want to talk about something else?
Not giving me any. We'll do Max first, and then we'll take Parvati.
Just checking your ship's manifest. Standard procedure. Welcome to Groundbreaker, by the by. Don't mind the heat. Got a few days before it reaches critical. I'm sure Miss Chief Tennyson will get it sorted before then.
That's lovely. Alright. Few days before it hits critical, you know, yeah, it'll all be alright. Oh. Huh. I don't want to steal. Not my style.
Smells like grease and unwashed bodies. Just as I remembered.
That's not the point. This halfwit just knocked out one of my workers.
Yeah, with a tossball stick. I heard you the first time. There weren't any witnesses.
No witnesses. He's not even denying it.
I could spend hours reflecting on the secret workings of the universe. Little else in this colony offers such a relaxing pastime. So, tell me what's on your mind. I excel at confessional listening.
Going for a stroll around the docking base? Sure was. Got a knack for upsetting the board and the Mardettes all at once. Between you and me, I was hoping they'd come to fisticuffs. I had this foreman, right? Guy never liked me, always trying to get a rise out of me. But I keep my chin up, right? Be the bigger man, I tell myself. He's a Spacer's chosen man, though. So when the Chosen beat my Rangers the other night, my foreman comes swaggering up with his head full of boasting. Exactly. I was only doing what any self-respecting Rangers fan would have done. Look, this was a long time coming. Guy thinks he can push me around because he's some sky-high foreman, and I'm just a back bay's dock worker. Well, former dock worker. Guess I just tendered my resignation. Enjoy my freedom. Scrounged together enough bits for a 0G. Other than that, can't say as I do. Hey, not for nothing, but I saw you wander out of that ship over there by the dock. Wouldn't happen to be yours, would it? Captain of the Unreliable. You're like something out of a serial drama. Hey, I don't want to talk your ears off, guessing you got places to be. I appreciate your time. Felix Millstone. Pleased to make your acquaintance. See you around, boss.
I guess I end up with him at some point. Oh, yeah,
Just
Marty.
arrived? Head over to customs. Wheeler needs to process you.
Well, he's gonna be a companion, but I guess I'll need something that gets in later on. It's all stuff I need, but I'm not stealing any of it. I like that they're stevedores. That's great. This is all stealing. Deserter.
Customs and inspection, right this way. Identification, please. Captain Hawthorne, you said. Let me apologize in advance. I'm about to ruin your day. According to your ship's record, you've been flagged by the board. Your ship will be impounded until such a time as they see fit to lift it.
Well, isn't this wonderful? The captain's done something to get on the board's bad side.
Now, hold on. This isn't the end of the world.
Probably.
You'll want to take it up with Udom Bedford, our board representative here on Groundbreaker. His office is located along the starboard wall of the promenade. Shines like a Byzantium commode. You can't miss it. Just the opposite. The board knows we don't take kindly to their interfering in our operations here.
Surely this must be some sort of mix-up.
If I had to take a guess as to why, you probably riled up the wrong petty board bureaucrat. A man named Udom Bedford.
Yeah, it makes sense.
You take the starch out of him, well, you won't hear any complaints from me. Oh, and if you're headed that way, would you mind doing me a favor? Wanda Dorset over in sickbay, tell her the shipment's not in yet. It's not coming in anytime soon, and if she'd be so obliged to get off my ass about it. A handful of SAM cleaning units retrofitted for surgery. I don't know much else. I stopped listening when she started yelling. Much appreciated. Is there anything else I can help you with? The fence. You'll find her in the rest and go, on your left when you enter the promenade. Make sure you bring an empty belly. Most places are on the promenade deck. Big door yonder, straight through security. There's a bar on the starboard side. I got a preference for the Lost Hope myself. Talk to Vera. She'll set you right.
The Lost Hope.
You need anything else? You let me know. Don't want anyone saying Groundbreaker's not the most hospitable port in the
I actually
colony.
like this guy.
Maybe. Most of the shipping traffic in the system passes through Groundbreaker. Every couple of months, we even get a big interstellar freighter. Two biggest operations are the board. That is, Halcyon Holdings and Sublight Salvage. But there are independent operators around the promenade deck. Most of those jobs are going to take you off station, though. Commandant Sanita might have a couple of folks she needs killed. Bad folks, I mean. Not regular folks.
All right, I'm no stranger
She'll be
to
at the
killing.
security desk behind me. Chief Jun Lei might have an errand needs running. She's all tied up trying to fix our heat problem. You'll find her in engineering. If you're thinking to make a career here, don't waste your time. Full-time jobs on Groundbreaker tend to be inherited, or go to a fellow crew member's kid. Keep it in the family, you know.
Makes sense.
Are you pulling my leg? Goes like this. Back on Earth, before the crossing, the powers that be were selling off stakes in distant star systems they thought had potential. A bunch of companies decided to throw in together and form the Halcyon Holdings Corporation, then buy up the rights to this here colony. That group's what we now call the Board. Yep, Groundbreaker's the only real independent port. Aside from us, there's just tramp freighters and wildcat miners. Seems like every year the board's offices get bigger and their ships take up more of the landing bays. Haven't seen nearly as many tramp crews this year. Groundbreaker was one of the original colony vessels to come over on the crossing, a few years before her sister ship, the Hope. Once everybody'd been de-thawed and dropped dirt side, the original crew of the Groundbreaker decided they rather liked the spacefaring life. I guess that was the start of our independent spirit. Now, here we are.
Fair enough.
Sitting around drinking whiskey and smoking cigars, yeah, probably. Can't say for sure, of course. Doubt I'll ever see the inside of it myself. Glad to help. Relative to the board holdings? Not really. But there's a few with the means to go where they will. They aren't rich, but they aren't likely to look too close at your work history either. They strip the parts from derelict ships and abandoned outposts. There's some that say they make the derelicts and encourage folks to abandon their steads. Sublight gives me the creeps. I've known folks who went to work for them and just vanished. They're on the promenade run by a woman named Lilia Hagen. I'm only telling you so you know to avoid them.
Fair enough.
All right? He's friendly enough unless you speak ill of the board. Get the sense he doesn't care for Groundbreaker much. Not that he would, being a board man and all. He's our liaison.
I don't have the best reputation with the board.
They can't abide an independent township, especially not one they gotta depend on. We're the first and last stop out of this colony. All their interstellar freighters come through us, and we skim a few bits off the top in manifest processing fees with every one. Folks around here will bluster that the board hates our freedom, but really, they know we can stop their out-system shipments anytime we like, and that terrifies them. It's a delicate balance, right? We could cancel their freighters' docking privileges in retaliation, but where'd that lead us? They got assault cruisers, gunships, and a handful of mining operations at their fingertips. We push them too hard, maybe they decide we'd be better in 10 trillion little pieces. Or they cobble together a new Groundbreaker and put us out of business.
The board is necessary to provide order to the colony. They believe it's their prerogative to overrun you. But whether you allow that is up to you.
It's a tough line to walk, no doubt about that. But we make do all right. So far, anyway. Sure
I'm
thing.
not a fan.
Be seeing you.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to when I can buy that shit. That'll help a lot. Fun times barrel. Kinda nice. That hat +7 isn't bad. Shovel. Probably not the best thing to hack it when we're sitting right next to the guy. Gotta be some reason this is here. Ow. What do we gotta do? Terminals.
This is it. Security. I can check the departures registry to find out which crew the Scholar shipped in and out with.
Here we go again. No one lives on Monarch. It's a wasteland. You are hearing things.
Unless you're here to file an incident report or to inquire about the bounty posting, I must kindly ask you to clear out. The Mardet's offices aren't for leisure time nor loitering. Got a hot one for you. Captain Gunnar McRed. Just 26 hours old. The posting, that is, not the criminal.
I'd hope not.
Allegations include several counts of flying under the influence, carrying open alcoholic containers, failure to pay docking fees, resisting arrest, and assaulting not one but 2 officers.
Officers.
Swerving in the air was more like it. Then he crashed hard into the dock and tumbled out of his ship and fled on foot. Spilled Rizzo's Violet Spectrum vodka all over Officer Hartley. An affront of its own, considering none of us are approved for anything higher than green spectrum. Last tip we got pointed toward the back bays. You want the reward? Do the legwork.
Fair enough.
You and about 6 other enterprising mavericks. It's only a matter of time before someone brings me McRed's head, or his lucky lighter, as proof of kill. I do hope you're the lucky hunter, though. Good luck and skip speed to you.
Fair enough.
Do I look like your gossipy best friend? While I'm on post, I take my duties real serious. I would have no qualms whatsoever escorting you to a cell. Understand?
Hey. Fine.
Then get to business or get moving. We're the security force here on Groundbreaker. Started back before the crossing, you know.
I was wondering with the more.
The original force was made up of a Marine detachment from the 77th Marine Expeditionary Unit, Trailward Fleet.
Mardet, Marine.
Folks started calling us Mardettes because it was easier to say. Guess it stuck.
Enough.
Hi there. Haven't seen you around before. What can Groundbreaker Security do for you today? This is the security desk, sir. If you're here to report a crime, you'll want to talk to Commandant Sanita. I'm not authorized to take incident reports anymore.
Interesting. Anymore.
I'm not so good at filing. Mix up first name and surname 1, 2, 7 times.
Okay.
Well, folks are liable to start taking your filing privileges
One would think
away.
so, yeah.
We can't just let anyone walk in here. I wouldn't be, well, it's not... we just don't. Maybe if you clear an open bounty and get in good with Commandant Sanita, or help Chief Tennyson fix this heat, that might warrant a thank you tour or something.
Fair enough.
All right. Sure, and stuff from outside the system too, off the interstellar freighters. That's why we also have so many armed Mardettes on duty here. That'd be awful weird. On account of you should be locked up back here too then.
Fair enough.
All right. Less than there used to be. Fewer freighters passing through these days. I spend some shifts just listening to the wireless. Search me? I mean, don't search me, because that's my job. Get it? I reckon you'd have to ask the folks in Byzantium.
All right. Took me a long time to get persuaded. Here.
This is Halcyon News. We interrupt your regularly scheduled advertisement for the following story. The board would like to remind spacers and other travelers that passage...
Mr. Clark and his impact on the colony. Working with Mr. Clark has been really wonderful these past 8
to Monarch is restricted for your protection. Canyons of acid and...
Crap. I forgot I got a text, Jason. Alright. Oh, here, we'll listen to what that one's got to say.
East of the horrors plaguing the surface of Monarch. Anarchists live as one with the animals, lawless, savage, and unemployed. The board's embargo ensures that nothing can leave the planet and threaten our hardworking citizens. This is Halcyon News, reminding you that there's no I in news, no we in Halcyon, and no Mercury in Saltuna.
Okay. I remember that's there. I thought we were stealing it, not nobody can see.
Try not to be distracted by the glare of the adverts. Lots of unsavory types about.
Gonna be. You're a Krivenak.
Seeking relief from the heat? Till June Lay gets those radiators fixed, I've got the next best thing. Stellar Bay proper? Tough to say. The board recalled all the nav keys about 10 years back when the corpse pulled back to Terra 2. It's overrun with beasts, I heard. Big ones. Kinda chew your face off for fun.
Well, the shrink away might come in handy for
Might
it.
all be board propaganda, though. If you're aiming to get to Stellar Bay, you're gonna have to get your hands dirty. The board don't like them that truck with Monarch. But I ain't the one you ought to be asking. Try Gladys on the promenade. She'll fix you up. I hear tell some folk down in the townships are getting offered early retirement. Who'd think of such a thing? What would you do with all the time? The radiators, they're fucked 10 ways to Sunday. And we're all sweating buckets wondering when the powers that be are gonna get around to fixing it.
Means I'm gonna have to go get Parvati and fix it.
Couldn't say. And I wouldn't be pouring drinks professionally if I could. All I know is we're cooking in our own juices here, and it's only gonna get worse. They're supposed to gather up all the heat the systems generate and vent it into space. Instead of the heat going where it ought, though, it seems to be blowing straight down the promenade. Weeks? I lost track. Too law-damn long. Engineering. Chief Junlei Tennyson, to be precise. She runs this heap. Best she can, anyway. Don't know what's got her dragging her heels, but I wish she'd hurry it up. That's not for me to say. But if you're feeling the urge toward helpfulness, you can find Chief Junlei in engineering. There's nobody who knows more about the station's guts. Any system you could name, June's crawled around inside and made it better. She doesn't come around here often, though. Don't see her as much of a drinker. Too straight-laced for that.
Enough.
Nothing you need and everything you want.
Alright. Cosmic. Purple beard. Lichen lager. Mushrooms and algae come together in the best cold brew beer you've ever tasted. Taste the flavor of the Rocky Mountain. A day after using your blood to oil the machinery of capitalism, don't you deserve something red? Made with unhydrogenated benzene minus or benzene 40. Cheapest spectrum vodka. Rumors of it causing blindness have ever been substantiated. Cute.
You're spending large tonight, man.
Okay. Something that could come in handy later. Or a high enough lockpick. Hey, that's not stealing. I can take that. Nice.
This is Halcyon News. We interrupt your regularly scheduled advertisement for the following story.
Anti-Cleo is one of the competing peoples.
You know that sound when you've snapped on an injector clip? That's how you know your weapon loves you back.
My sniper's pretty. I'm pretty.
I got a full line of
my
weapon
sniper.
modifications I'd be
I
happy
think
to
it's
show
pretty
you. Why, it gets you the weapon best suited for your lifestyle.
Self-improvement, including one's weapons, is always a worthy endeavor.
Take your basic Deadeye assault rifle. Perfectly serviceable. But what if you like finesse? Slap a scope and silencer on that bad boy. Bunker down in a bush someplace and pop off heads.
I am fond of.
What if you
hunkering down
like
in a
getting
bush
in
and
close
popping off
and making a
heads?
lot of noise? Extended ammo magazine and a barrel heatsink to bump up rate of fire.
Do not run and gun.
No and yes. When you install something, it pops in there real nice, but if you want to replace it, the originals tend to snap like plastic toys. A what? Sorry, hon. Here at Bell's Shells, we just don't discuss impolite topics, and WARRANTIES tops the list.
Oh.
Right here for a start. I got a fair selection. Modified weapons are my specialty. Only takes a bit of elbow grease and a spot of engineering know-how. Most ships have a workbench near the cargo hold. Ours is in engineering. You could take your new toys over there if you feel like tinkering. So, what can I get you?
Good on ammo. Mr. Ouch. It's best not to think about that. Oh. This dense nub attaches to a melee weapon and makes it emit pure plasma. I thought it said pleasure. That's a cool. Turn straight barrel. Cool. There's a definite cyberpunk. I want to go down there. If Chief Gooying taught me anything, it's that a crew's morale is proportional to the quality of their outhouse. Take away a crew's plumbing, you take away their privacy and dignity. That's good. Some of us are likely dead. Awful. Especially hate man. Or the fees, or the fees for not being able to pay our fees. Odd.
Go back to Byzantium, you gold-plated bastards.
Yeah, no one wants you on Groundbreaker.
These stairs are board property. Disperse.
Have you seen this man? Reward offers for information leading to the capture of noted terrorist Phineas Wells. Hearty greeting, potential customer. Welcome to Auntie's Kitchen, a home-style consumable protein dispensary. May this unit dispense proteins for your ingestion. Beginning dispensing sequence. Please unblock all relevant facial protein ingestion tubes.
$37 herb spices and flavor. Organic, vegan, handmade, gluten-free, dairy-free, nut-free. Okay. A lot of people want that.
You look like someone who's taken their share of cuts and bruises. Need some armor?
Oh, boring.
Maybe it's a bit secondhand, but that's only testament to its durability. We also have a line of specialized melee weapons. For those times you have to repel boarders but don't want to risk a bullet through the hull.
That is a problem.
Not me, but it's in my blood. After the crossing, my family worked Eridanos, indentured to the corporations. I was born into corporate labor, but I'm the first one of my family to buy my way out. That's why I settled on Groundbreaker.
That's cool.
It's the last bastion of freedom. Everything I sell is fresh from the forge. Technically, the metal formed billions of years ago, but it's freshly in the shape.
He mostly does melee. I mean, that's a lot of armor. Too bad it's just the -5.
If you're hungry, you've come to the right place. I've got a fresh ground batch of spratwurst cooking. They're terra-fried to lock in the juices. How about a grinder's dozen?
A grinder's dozen.
You know what sprats are? Space rats. The laboratories of Spacer's Choice found a use for this limitless frontier resource. Sprat meat is plenty tasty when properly prepared. We grind them up in sausages, then terra-fry them in their own juices.
Interesting.
Terra-frying is a Spacer's Choice brand secret. A mix of 13 herbs and spices, plus a dash of modern chemistry. Absolutely not. Spratwurst and all related terms are registered trademarks of Spacer's Choice. Boar, the other meat, is a registered trademark of C&P. Everyone knows our company and theirs are nothing alike.
MP.
Legally? No. The terra-frying method was developed and marketed by Spacer's Choice. Between you, me, and this grinder, I've been through lean times. If there's one thing you learn on tramp freighters, it's how to make near anything edible. Might be that this old space hand put a few words in the right ears, and could be that Spacer's Choice liked sticking it to C&P by R&Ding our own special meat. Just as well. Near about time for me to go check on the trap. I mean, to unload another crate of farm-fresh sprats. Fresh from the grinder, any hour. Not getting into too much danger, are you? Could always liven your day with a double mustard terra-fried spratwurst. Long as you don't mind me grinding spratwurst while we talk. Little things don't make themselves chewy. At least not yet. I'm sure modern science will find a way.
Okay.
Just as well. Near about time for me to go check on the trap. I mean, to unload another crate of farm-fresh sprats.
Sublight Salvage. Their front looks surprisingly on the up and up.
I get a feeling they're very much not.
Encounter you had down there. Sorry, man. Fucking pirates, right?
C&P Borsted Baked Beans. When you need to eat and run, Borsted Baked Beans is the only one. C&P near maple syrup. It's near this complete breakfast.
On the employment contract. That spots with favorable. Active warrants, prior convictions, no questions asked. Plausible deniability is the sub-lightweight. She is.
I'm not going anywhere, you hear? You can't keep me out of there.
Please don't make a scene, Dr. Fenhill.
I am not making a scene.
What seems to be the problem? Not without dispensation from Chief Junlei, I fear. Supplies are hard to come by out here. We don't have the ability to manufacture our own medical supplies here on Groundbreaker. Regrettably, we are dependent on the board for such mundane items as bandages and antibiotics, as well as more critical resources like adequately trained staff. We'd nearly signed a supply agreement with Anti-Cleos, but they demanded we only use their branded drugs, and that's simply not tenable. Take care.
I'm sorry. Am I causing a scene? See, Umfuru? We could have avoided all this unpleasantness if you just let me talk to Jessie in the first place. Let me get one thing straight. Jessie and I are not friends. I just owe her, okay? As for the rest, I'm trying to figure that out. All I know is that she's been here too long, and she's apparently not receiving visitors. Be my guest. If you know something I don't about dealing with hospital bureaucracy, I'll be impressed.
Can't say I've seen you before. I take it you're a freighter captain? If you're here to better yourself, you'll have to wait. We're having a spot of trouble with our delivery service. I'm expecting our delivery fellow to stop through with medical supplies and service auto mechanicals. Name's Captain Irion. A brave idiot with a penchant for getting himself delayed. Sometimes by dates, usually by bandits. Surgery mostly. Medical personnel are difficult to come by on Groundbreaker. The board won't let their doctors and nurses station here, and they own all the medical schools. If we can't hire their people, we can't hire anyone.
Sounds like the board.
Everyone on staff here on Groundbreaker was trained by me or Idris. We're good, don't get me wrong. But we've only 2 heads between us, and we don't know everything. I'd be grateful if you'd spare the time. We need his delivery soon as yesterday. Last he told me, he was taking a shortcut by Scylla, an asteroid in the Charybdis cluster. That's where I'd start, were I the adventuring type. You look out, though. The place is probably crawling with outlaws.
Yeah, we have that one with time slowing. shot.
You're sure this is perfectly safe? I'd rather not die early of an infectious disease myself.
For the last Ratchet on Rutton time, leave me in peace! You hull-headed quacks do know that restful recuperation requires not being disturbed, don't you? What? Why? Everything's fine. We're all fine here. No need for her to be worrying her pretty little head about me. I'm just terrible, dreadful sick is all. Got a cough that won't quit and sores all over my body. Highly, lethally contagious. But I'll be fine, so long as I'm left alone. Criminy. She really ain't gonna drop this, is she? Alright, okay. We can discuss this like the level-headed folk that we are. Seems I've gotta do something before Ellie goes jabbering my business to anyone with one ear and an intent to listen.
The truth is, I'm not sick. But if you repeat what I'm about to tell you to anyone, I will deny it with my dying breath. You, ain't with the board, are you?
No.
See, I owe them a lot. I might have missed a payment or two, and the other night I swear someone was following me back to my room. So I hold up here to lay low. What? No, I didn't do anything. I'm a law-abiding denizen of this ship, I swear. Think? No. I recognize a contracted killer when I see one, thank you. In my line of work, that's a skill you develop during week 1, assuming you want to keep breathing. All right, I'll fess this part up too, if it means you'll help me. I'm a thief. I specialize in particularly high-end and historically valuable items. 3 weeks back, I caught rumor that the blood-tier diamond, last worn by an heiress on the Lost Hope, had surfaced for the first time in 70 years. If I had, you think I'd be hiding out in the med bay? I was gonna steal it, lined up Udom as my buyer. He paid half up front to finance the operation.
Interesting.
Let's just say things went sideways about the time I got my hands on the diamond, and it crumbled to stardust in my palm.
Oh, damn.
Anywho, I barely made it out with my life, and nary a plan to make back Udom's deposit I'd spent. Udom Bedford's the board guy on the station. He'd know how I stand with them. If you can square things for me, I'd owe you one even bigger than Ellie owes me. Thanks for helping me with the board. You're a real pal. Or I guess I should say, Ellie is one, huh?
I could make that.
What the? Oh, what do you think you're doing? Keep your hands to yourself.
Any word on Jessie?
Let's just say she did me a favor, and now I owe her. So, did you find her, or what? Good luck. The board's got an office on the promenade just before engineering. You can't miss it.
It's interesting. Bill?
Sorry about the heat. Chief Tennyson will get the radiators fixed soon. Of course, this heat sure makes a zero-G brew extra refreshing. It's an ale that's good for what ails you. Oh, and it's not the best choice. It's Spacer's choice.
Taste the freedom.
Taste the freedom. A lot of slogans to keep track of. Sometimes I forget. Heard of it? My orientation aetherwave showed that famous Saltuna cannery, which I'm sure smells as good as it looks.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's true.
That's the Spacer's Choice spirit. Take what you have, polish it up, and make the best of it. So, what can I get you? Some soap? Everyone loves soap. Everyone will love you for using it, too. Shit. Oh, shit. No, I mean, yeah, excellent. Yeah, that was intentional. As the face of Spacer's Choice, it's my honor to be a public figure.
His
Who needs privacy when you have job security?
And you can, yeah.
I'm bound to satisfy headgear-related inquiries. Please send any complaints to our Consumer Care Headwear Division. Oh, I'm having a stellar day. And not just because I'm legally obligated to say so. Almost as stellar as Spacer's Choice is affordable. I can see all of the top-quality merchandise in the Spacer's Choice catalog, which is available here at a reasonable price. Spacer's Choice regrets that we don't sell toothpaste at this time, but we're always working on delivering exciting new products to our customers. Sprout Wash, Mouthwash, and Mantafloss are among the exciting line of dental goods currently in development. Don't miss out on these deals. You'll find none like them on all of Groundbreaker, or anywhere in the Halcyon colony. Trouble sleeping? Try our lunar
just
eclipse
keeps going.
mix. That's 2 handfuls of pep pills washed down with a hearty swig of 2-hour energy brew. The blast will send you through the stratosphere, and the crash will knock you out cold, guaranteed. Add an additional 10% to your purchase today, and the proceeds will be donated to Spacer Cares, our premier corporate welfare program. At Spacer's Choice, we care about your health and emotional well-being. That's why we put Martin through 6 years of vendor school, only to make him wear this hat. Even if my contract didn't forbid it, I think it's part of me now. Now, are you ready to make Spacer's Choice Lunar Green Moonmouth lozenges a part of you? Lunar Green, the future is spearmint. Damn it. No slogan for that one. Look, this hat, my job. It may not seem like much to a brave space captain, but they're all that I have. If there are self-made purgatories, then we all have to live in them. Mine can be no worse than someone else's. Now, if we're done with the chit-chat, I hope you don't mind if I make the most of this short life and try to be the best moon person I can be. It's fine. I should be stronger than this. Thanks for taking an interest. Speaking of interest, can I interest you in some quality budget goods? At Spacer's Choice, we cut corners so you don't have to.
You also, like, the board sends people to murder people.
Anything and everything. Whatever you want, we got it. And when you need a replacement, we got that too. Have a look.
There's the Moon Man helmets. really didn't mean. I think I pushed Martin there a day or two.
This is Halcyon News. We interrupt your regularly scheduled advertisement for the following story.
How do you do? And welcome to the Rest and Go. We used to be the Go and Rest, but folks never knew when to leave. Sorry. Business has been slow. Anything to occupy the time.
I've done retail, it just been boring.
Oh, you can't miss her. Right behind you, number 2. First unit on the left, or second unit from the right, depending on which direction you count from. Fine, as long as the board keeps its grubby mitts to itself. Chief Tennyson holds the ship together, the Promenade holds our economy together, and Sublight is the shoddy jewel in our rusty old crown. Our Chief Tennyson has an independent streak, same as her mother and grandmother who rode this ship on the crossing. There's a reason the board's embassy is a glorified shoebox. While Junlei Tennyson lives and breathes, Groundbreaker remains free. Our local garbage collectors. That Lilia Hagen never met a debris field she didn't like. She freely admits she planted her roots in Groundbreaker to escape board oversight. But I think there's more to it. She's unusual in the head, that one.
I can believe it.
Of course, most of our supplies come and go through merchants. Company ships and salvage runs are the only traffic we tend to get.
Over there.
I try and steer clear of that creepy fellow in the moon mask. If there's a cost to being a company man, he paid it in spades.
Yeah, I like the guy, but he is, a little bit of an interest. He is, a little bit of an interesting individual.
Damnable thing about living on a space station. No pigeons to feed. Oh, you can feed the sprats, sure enough. But then the neighbors start moaning about hygiene.
This is Halcyon News. We interrupt your regularly scheduled advertisement for the following story.
Let's look at her quits. That's right. What's that for now? I don't know where the... Must have accidentally done something to my giant gun. Oh.
Productivity is not a victimless crime.
No. Okay. Always hit the roll in, like I told you. Alright. We can go talk to
Your
Hagen.
mandated
I don't want to
duty
do
as a
that
good
one.
citizen of Halcyon.
Mafuru.
CNP, I can't believe it's not forced. It's unbelievable how good it is.
No one saw me trip over that, right?
Nah.
I find myself marveling at the complex simplicity of the Fibonacci spiral. I'm sure you know what that's like. Something vexing you, Captain?
Welcome to Sublight Salvage and Shipping, a legitimate business for legitimate
You've been to the
consumers.
wars there, man.
You the one flying the unreliable? Miss Lily has been expecting you. I'll unlock the door. Sure am. A few years back, they got me started on simple acquisitions. You know those latches they put on cargo bays ain't worth a damn? These days, I stick to HQ and look after Miss Lilia.
So you're the new captain in town. I was hoping you'd make your way to my office. Saves me the work of hunting you down. Lilia Hagen, CEO
Not
and
sure I like
Executive
that.
Director of Aggressive
Aggressive
Operations.
Operations.
I'm guessing you already know about Sublight, otherwise you wouldn't have come. Charmed. It's nice to see the Unreliable again. Useful ship. Hawthorne was my contractor. I'd recognize that leaky boat of
Figures
his
Hawthorne's
anywhere.
working for her.
Is Ada still at the helm? I don't know how many times I told Hawthorne to restore that smartass to factory settings. I have a salvage job for someone light on corporate ties with a reliable set of wings, but there's a catch.
There is always a catch.
If you have a nav key to Stellar Bay, the job's yours. Interested? First, an embargo that's been active ever since the board pulled its forces off-world. Few regulations, plenty of freedom. And second, all the goodies that no one had time to pack. I like that initiative, but ease back on the throttle. Gladys at the Rest and Go might have what you need. If there's anything else, be quick about it. Time is bits. These days, the scrap business all but runs itself. Gives me the time to expand our interests into other sectors, where I can let my hair down. Our field is persuasive acquisitions.
Like
At
that.
least
This is
that's
like
how
my
my
dude
legal advisors
in
tell
my
me
one
to phrase
D&D
it.
campaign.
Not all of our salvage is abandoned when we find it. Sometimes it takes a polite conversation and a shot across the bow. You know, legal formalities. Your words, not mine. Hey, careful with the C word around here. I like to keep things above board, and that kind of talk only makes trouble.
I didn't mean
Sublight
to cause a big
occupies
C.
a legal blind
Give
spot.
me an hour
No one knows what we're
and then-
licensed to do, and that gives our little business some freedom. But let's not tempt fate. Very. I have this thing about numbers in spreadsheets, grids in general. I like to think of myself as the last honest businesswoman in Halcyon, but I'll settle for being the most
I
organized
can
one.
respect that.
Ask. I have nothing to hide. Be seeing you. Make sure you aren't followed on your way out.
Best. Crickets. Not where they can see us.
This is the simple truth.
We are all molecular machines. The body is a collection of atoms. The mind is a consequence of chemical reactions. Therefore, our lives are predestined along a path that is only visible in retrospect. Life is fated and unstoppable.
I admire your faith, but I don't share it.
C&P Borstworth. It's not the worst unless it's Borstworth.
I'm gonna go back and switch to Pravati real quick. Do some stuff for her.
Didn't the board rep's office used to be in the docking bays?
Rizzo's Purpleberry Budge. A soft sour candy.
Hey, I didn't cause a big scene. Wait till I fit. Sweet little baby, I'll be back to the bar. And you smile.
Hey there, you mind stepping back? This charming little ship's been impounded and I'm afraid I can't let you near it till it's not. I ain't felt so much as a tepid breeze in weeks. I hope Miss Chief Tennyson gets that fixed soon.
Either way, let's not stick around so long we all roast alive. No offense, Ms. Elson, I'm sure whatever critical problem needs fixing will get patched in time.
Whew. I'm starting to feel like a sissy roast in
I
all
love
this
how she's from
armor.
Minnesota.
I'd surely love to, but that's just not my bailiwick. You'll want to have words with our representative here from the board, Mr. Udom Bedford. His office is on the promenade. Have yourself a pleasant day.
Need Pravati to fix the heat. I guess let's go talk to Udon. See what we can do there. I should have done a save on. Yeah, I don't know. I've done a lot of shit. Do it. I mean, go into the back base. Bear with me just a second. I gotta mute this. Alright, sorry about that. I had a work thing kind of going on. Should be good now.
We've got your punch right here.
I'm about to quit in about 30, but for right now, I want to go ahead and talk to Udon. Go from there. Bell shells. I like.
Ah, the board. Organized, efficient, competent.
We interrupt
Well, mostly.
scheduled advertisement for the following story. Do you have what it takes to defend your corporate township from the...
Ah, yes. Wheeler messaged me you were coming. He must be the captain of the Unreliable, a vessel that used to be helmed by one Alex Hawthorne. And you are not he.
Van Dyke,
has
asshole.
Something happened to my favorite scruffy freelancer?
You sprat fuck.
Oh no, this is terrible. My dear friend, what devilry is this? In whose miserable fever dream am I trapped? Oh, Alex. There were so many arguments we'd yet to have.
Maybe he actually was genuinely friends with him.
He was my dearest friend. My only friend. You have his ship, you must know. That picture of us on the promenade, me hugging him, him wincing. I keep a copy beside my bed. Did he? Ah, that's just like him. Such a sentimental man. Tell me, how did he die? Oh, awful business that. But why? How? No. Best not to ask after the gory details. Right. You're going important places, I'm sure. Big, exciting, important places. There, I've removed the flag from your ship. I'm terribly sorry for the inconvenience. However, before you go, Alex promised to tell me the location of Phineas Wells. I'm sure you've seen his wanted posters all over the colony. Did Alex tell you where Wells might be? Anything at all? You haven't read the posters? He's a terrorist, a thief, a madman. It's really in the colony's best interest that we stop him before he does further harm. Well, Alex knew, or he said he did. And you have his ship. Maybe he kept some records around, or a conveniently placed note on his bedside table. That's... well, that's just terrible news. Law, what am I going to do now? The board will have my head.
As big a douche as I thought he would.
Oh, I'm sorry. This is terribly unprofessional of me. Is there anything else I might help you with? It's personal business, I'm afraid. Miserably, terribly personal. Information on the whereabouts of Phineas Wells would go a long way. It's... well, it's my white whale, I suppose. It's fine. Really, it's perfectly fine. I understand. Now, if you've nothing else, please see yourself out. I'd like to drown myself in work. Miss Doyle owes the board a significant sum. Alas, the only collateral she has is her organs. Compulsory donation is quite legal in such cases.
Compulsory donation of organs.
That's not unreasonable. What guarantee do I have that she'll agree to the terms you negotiate? I quite concur. It's refreshing to deal with someone practical for a change. I will recall my collection agent. Tell Miss Doyle to report to me promptly for her first assignment. Now, is there anything else you need, or can I return to my work? Be my guest. I'm the certified representative of the board's interests here on the Groundbreaker. I'm their eyes, ears, and busy little hands. I have few complaints.
Good law! Who'd want to go to that toxic hell pit? No. Emphatically no. Unequivocally no. Immutably no. Best to be clear, I believe. Ugh. Law, but it's miserable. My underarms are damp. How can I be expected to work in these conditions? Chief Tennyson is supposedly looking into the cause, but I've seen no action from her. Deplorable conduct. My superiors will be hearing about it. You can be certain of that. Oh, you've noticed my friends.
Aren't their guns very large?
Aren't their guns very large? Tremendously impressive. They're here to keep the peace, of course. Indeed. What is the saying? The two most common elements in the universe are hydrogen and stupidity. Someone must stand for reason and order, and the board is best equipped to do so. Please, go ahead. A luxury stateroom, reserved for Chairman Rockwell's use. Oh, good law, of course not. He'd never set foot on this decrepit junk pile. As this office is the primary embassy for the board on Groundbreaker, corporate bylaws specifically state a room must be maintained for the chairman's exclusive use. Ask away.
Shit, but alright. Ooh, cool up. At least I can get back to my ship now. Where is intelligence? I would like to turn that off a high. Move those up. Maybe I will pay the 5. That. Them up. Now I can restricted items 5% package. Go to the journal. Let's see where this takes. Base management.
CNP Force Pockets can be macrowaved in 2.5 seconds. Force Pockets.
Oh, I do need to do that.
CNP Pancake Mix now requires no mixing. Seriously, don't mix it.
Seriously, no mixing.
wish I could say it was good to see you, Ellie. At least you finally got your chance to square our debt. That ought to make you smile for once, huh?
Nothing makes me happier than being even.
Got word from Udom, from the hitman who trailed me the other night. Seems I'm indentured to the board now. I ain't too elated about going exclusive, but it's better than winding up dead.
Seems like an equitable solution
You
to
sure
me.
saved my skin, stranger. All debts between me and Ellie are clear.
Nice.
The good news came through the wireless. Looks like you paid my debt to Jesse. I guess that means I owe you now, right? Tell you what, I'm a little short on bits at the moment, but I'm a decent scrapper and a better than average sawbones. If you're looking for a medic, I can work my debt off.
Use a medic.
If I'm being honest, and I prefer not to, I was about ready to pick up another contract anyway, and you settled this in a pretty tidy fashion, which tells me you're competent. But we can say I'm repaying the favor if you prefer that version. You won't be sorry. Or if you are, just add it to my debt and we'll figure something out.
Oh yeah.
Dr. Fenhill, glad you opted to join us. It'll be good to have a Sawbones on the crew.
Alright.
Something on your mind? I'm a surgeon by training and a pirate by inclination.
Fair enough.
Not much else to know, Captain. I like long walks on the promenade and the smell of Spacer's Corona. I make a mean zero-G cocktail and I've got a meaner right hook. It's a mix of whatever you've got on hand. Usually zero-G brew with some Spectrum vodka if you're lucky, purple berry shake if you're not.
Sounds like sweet tart that we make.
I'll make you one sometime. If you don't enjoy it, I'll make a few more until you do.
Sure, you do enough of them, you're fine.
Sure do. Some of it was even legal. What gave it away? It's the hair, right? Or maybe the ammo belt? I had it custom made. Gotta advertise your business somehow. I've done all types of work with all kinds of crews. If there's one thing you ought to know about me, it's that I won't tell you your business. Your ship, your way.
I can dig that.
Glad to hear it. It's worked for me this long. Well, my blood type is AB positive. I'm a Leo, and I despise Space Hospital. Never mind what anyone else
General
tries to tell
Hospital.
you. That about covers it. Aw, come on. That stuff's boring. Look, the thing I've learned about living in close quarters is that you've got to give people room to breathe. I'm all for making a few bits together and having fun doing it, but let's keep a little professional distance. No complaints here. Okay, see you around.
Can I take two people?
What about the rail gliding championships?
Rizzo's mock apple cider. A hard cider for a hard.
Well, that's true. I'll take both of them. Well, Little Miss Minnesota did have me blocked off, didn't it? Hey, that's my boy Felix.
Fancy running into you again. Don't mind me. It's just admiring your ship from up close. Gotta hand it to you, boss. That's a fine-looking ship. Only thing it's missing is me. Yes, I absolutely am. Just give me a shot. That's all I'm asking. I could be the best damn crew you ever hired. You're serious. You're giving me a shot. All right. Hang on. I put together a little speech, just in case you asked. Hey
This
there.
speech.
I'm Felix Millstone. I have prepared a list of reasons why I believe you should hire me to join the crew of your ship and/or outlaw gang. Firstly, I am highly personable, and I get along well with anyone who is not of the jackass persuasion. Secondly, I can be counted on in the event of a firefight, standoff, and/or raid. My motto is, if you need a steady gun hand, I'm your man. That motto is it's a work in progress. Additionally, I have several years of experience as a box hauler. This skill may come in handy if you need a body dragged away or a door held open while escaping enemy fire. In conclusion, thank you for considering me for your ship crew and/or outlaw gang. I look forward to our adventures together. What do you think? Am I in? Wow. You don't know how long I've been waiting to hear that. Thanks, boss. You're not going to regret this.
Really? We're picking up strays now?
Look at that. A real vicar. I'm sure we'll get along like a church on fire.
As always, I am at your disposal. Anything you'd like to discuss? Yes? Scientism, as its name implies, believes that nature abhors equality. The strong survive, and the weak perish for the betterment of the whole. And reason, not emotion, is the seat of all morality. Wisdom means accepting the vicissitudes of life with grace and dignity. I prefer to think of it as looking at reality for what it truly is, not how we'd like it to be.
And that is important.
Yes?
That is, I can agree with that.
Captain, if you're looking for crew members Ellie or Felix, they're sharing a drink upstairs.
So then I says, fine, I'll pay you back for all of it, with interest.
Nice one. You must have had them quaking in their heels.
I mean, I wasn't really gonna do it. I just wanted to make him feel bad.
Pay you back with interest. I gotta remember that one.
Would have felt better if it had worked. Something on your mind?
Good to see you, boss. Didn't I tell you? I'm secretly the chairman's orphan child, abandoned at birth in the back bays. That's right. Can't get anything past you, boss. Honestly, before you picked me up, I was living in the back bays. Spent my whole life up there, watching ships roll in and take off. Always wondered when my ship would come. I was what folks on the Groundbreaker call a stowaway. Means I was invisible. Life carried on for everybody else, but not for me. I had to make my own way. Stowaways ain't free. We were just as trapped as anybody else. We didn't belong in the system, but we still had to live in it. We still had to play by the board's rules. Imagine spending your whole life looking out at the stars, and knowing you could never aspire to be anything more than a box hauler.
Yeah, that's pretty rough.
What it's like. Hauling boxes was about the only work I could find. Hated every second of it. Foreman and I never got on. Could be I was overreacting. A better man might have turned the other cheek. Exercised a little bit of that, what's the word?
Yeah.
Restraint?
Restraint's the word.
But on the other hand, broadsiding the jackass with a tossball stick, that felt good. That felt real good. You ought to try it. Oh, I can do civilized. Proper civilized, too. Genuflecting and everything.
You're oddly
I
uneducated.
caught a real lucky break. If you hadn't picked me
Or
up,
oddly
I'd
not
still be back at the
uneducated.
docks, waiting for the day my ship arrives. Yeah, I guess my ship did arrive in the end. I've got you to thank for that. Thanks for listening, boss. Let's get going.
Baby girl. Being silly over here. I start losing my mind. Dark matter bar. Violence is not the answer. Violence is the question. The answer is yes. Oh, the Fraser twins, yeah. It's never. One more crew member I can get. Attack cans to space destroy Saltuna, other small raptidons, bottles per burgoyne, bit carts, remains of last season's Anti-Cleo's darlings. Leather jacket. It's distressed. What doesn't kill you gives you tetanus. Okay, so that's where that stuff. And I feel like we're kind of coming along now. We got a doc, we got an engineer, we got a chaplain, we got a doctor.
Hi, Cap.
Engineer, we got a doctor. I mean, we got a gun hand. Basically a good first mate. All right, so let's see. Carry more than one? Okay, so we can carry two. Time, and I won't her and Vicar. Observers forced to return by her stranger. Frontier. All right.
Heard from the lasses down on 22 that you did a contract for Sublight.
Only one, a legit haul. Smashed up a freighter out in the Charybdis belt.
You ever stop to wonder how it got smashed up?
Asking questions is a good way to forfeit my bonus. Some things ain't
Nope, I agree with her. Above my pay grade. Was it about the cleaning up blood as the janitor? Whose blood is it? You don't know.
Knocking Out Bar, a CCN 76 milk chocolate bar with caramel and tea-free nuts in it. It's time for a KYO.
Whose blood is it? You don't know? Above your pay grade? And frankly, you don't care. Or frankly, you're not interested.
Have you seen this man? Reward offered for information leading to the capture of Lunar terrorist Phineas Wells. Report any sightings to your local ward embassy.
I got no interest in talking to Phineas, or letting them know where Phineas is. This is kind of like New Vegas with the house, I'm thinking.
Hey, McRed, were you expecting any company?
A neighbor from above approaches our realm. Back away now, or you'll parley with the king.
You?
Look at this ripe piece of meat just sizzling on the grill. Yum, yum. Time to feed the flames. It's nothing personal. Promise.
Is this what carbon monoxide poisoning looks like? I don't think this deck is too well ventilated.
Speaking for myself, Captain, I am not of a mind to be murdered by a psychopath who plays with fire.
No, I'd assume you're probably
You came
not.
with the crew. Welcome. We got plenty of space to spread out, but only room for one captain. Woo! Look at the courage on this one. Lay it on me, boss. Give me a taste of that fiery primal spirit. Listen to the fire of those convictions. This one's hungry for justice. Alive or dead? Rare or medium? What's it gonna be? How do you want me cooked, bounty hunter?
I kind of like this guy. Damn it, persuade 40. Got a long time before that. I really don't want to kill him. Not far off of it. Got Pravati here. Do I have any armor that can equip that can do persuade? No, get rid of all my armor. Well, I'm not far off a level up, so we'll do something to get. We'll go find what's her face, and then that'll give us enough persuade. Oh shit.
XF411s? And an old Yakita 37? You think they'd let me peek at the power plant?
Some townships.
Yeah, huh? He seems like a nice boy to me. I'm glad you gave him a shot. Maybe he doesn't talk all smarty smart, but he can still have a good where it counts. In his heart, I mean. I mean, sure, he's a bit rough around the edges. I bet he just needs somebody to show him a better path. You might surprise yourself. Yeah, huh?
By verity, by strength. What are we contemplating today?
Good law, the heat in here is so unbearable I can hardly even concentrate. Junlei better hurry up with those damn repairs already.
Yeah, this is nuts.
Thought there'd be more machinery. Must be housed on a sub-level.
I could spend all day in here and not have looked at half the best stuff. It's all pretty worn, though.
Junlei Tennyson. I'm captain around here, but chief to my friends. Hope you don't mind the formal introduction. Groundbreaker doesn't see many visitors.
It's like an engineer.
No, it isn't. It's a mess. But it's my mess, so I'll take the compliment. Just so we understand each other, I'm the final word on the ship. The Mardits, the crew, the engineers, their family. I hope there won't be any problems while you're visiting. Good. Don't go making trouble, and chances are you won't find any. That's how I like it here. So what brings you to Groundbreaker? I'm curious, even though 9 times out of 10 the answer's just passing through. Interesting. The powers that be paint an ugly picture of Monarch. Critters and such. Maybe someone in the promenade can get you the right weapon for the job. We see a lot of the same faces coming and going. Most of them board spies and corporate sprats. Makes it hard to trust outsiders. You seem different, so welcome aboard.
What? I didn't think you just...
Parvati, is it? That's a lovely name. What can I do for you?
I was just thinking, I haven't got much experience working with actual, real spaceships, Miss Junlei. Chief Junlei.
Junlei is fine.
Okay. Since you run a whole space station, I was wondering if... Well, maybe you could teach me some things. I could message you later, maybe?
I'd be happy to make the time, Parvati. You can ask me anything.
Right. In person. Sure thing, Captain. Wow, great. I'll do that then. Messages. Later. Oh, your name's pretty too. I should have said... Sorry. I like it. Honest. Sorry.
Not a problem, Captain. Ask away. Groundbreaker's radiators need replacement parts. They're dumping superheated air into my ship. Only the board has access to new parts, and I won't let them swindle me into a corner. None. Every time I give in to the board, Groundbreaker loses its freedom. Soon there won't be anything left. I can't allow that. The board isn't helping, and my resources are spread thin. If I don't get those radiators back online, Groundbreaker, everyone aboard, will be cooked alive. Reasonable, huh? That's the best news I've heard all day. According to my grandmother's old schematics, the parts we need should be in the back bays. Then you know it's a den of criminals and miscreants. Unfortunately, I'll need to ask you to return. Good. Once you've obtained the parts, we can proceed to the next phase of repairs.
Ooh, now she'll be able to convince him.
This is Halcyon News. We interrupt your regularly...
Oh, this was a perk one too. Cool. Ooh, she gets a new perk. I like that. Damn, I think the carefree. Right, let's level up. We won't dialogue to 4. There we go. I mean, hell, let's just do all 10 of them. And I got one more perk to take, and I can go to. It's a good one. No, we want, yeah, vendor prices, I think. Next one will be the. Yeah, a little bit of negative with the deserters, but still revering. A little bit of negative. I wonder why I've got positive on. Why I have positive. This was a. Getting better at. Alright, let's go talk to Flamehead here. We can convince him not to. Convince him just to give me the ladder.
Neighbor from above, what brings you to my little moonlight kingdom? Listen to the fire of those convictions. This one's hungry for
This
justice.
cracks me up.
Alive or dead, rare or medium. What's it gonna be? How do you want me cooked, bounty hunter? My flame? Shit. Little flick here got me started on the pyro path. Fine. He's yours. Give him a good home.
Don't worry, Mr. McRed. We'll treat Mr. Flick extra nice on account of he's your friend.
You call your lighter Little Flick?
I'll miss my baby pyro, but it beats losing my head. This court needs its king, and I'm one of a kind. Keen eyes you got there. Sanita gave me this lighter. We had a carnal understanding a few years back, and she wanted me to have something to remember by...
Oh, that's funny. That's the...
Lay it on me, boss. I'm good for it. Ship got impounded. The crew and I racked up a debt while we were grounded.
Oh, that was that guy,
got
yeah.
sold to Sublight. Scrapped for parts. That's bureaucracy for you. Piracy with a smile.
Pretty much, and a pat on the back.
Am I your dark reflection? Shit, must be getting old. Stay here too long, and the groundbreaker drains you like a fuel tank. The second floor is my place. Off limits to the likes of you. Whatever business brings you down to my domain, keep it local.
Fair enough.
Smells kind of like old Bess's outflow pipes.
Get that automate patch. McRed wants it up and running.
I'm trying to think of a good name. Not another step in that direction, friend.
Oh, that's the second floor.
Not like us.
Still.
Can you imagine being frozen for 10 years, sailing through space in a room such as this?
Frozen for longer than that, if I'm understanding right. Let's see where those parts are. Oh yeah, I got to Gladys for that. Scylla for that. Bet it's gonna be upstairs. Edie?
You're the first person I've seen who talked their way past McRed. It may not sound like much, but take my word for it. Wow. Junlei sent me down to collect the parts we need to fix the radiators. McRed got me all distracted sucking fumes and talking about the cosmos.
Youth these days have no principles.
I can't tell if you brought friends or if I'm still seeing things, so maybe I ought to lay off the fumes and head back to work. I'll get back to my post. See you topside, stranger.
Better lay off a few. That's just... Oh, they would be on the second floor, wouldn't they? I had a feeling.
McRed gave me a taste of the good stuff. I've been tripping for days.
Careful with that shit. You'll end up as crazy as he is.
It takes crazy to live in
Not
this
another
universe.
step in that
Crazy
direction, friend.
Cosmos. Crazy cosmos.
Should be.
Here they come!
Oh, yeah, that made him attack me. Okay. That's why we save. There's got to be a disguise kit somewhere.
Find a new friend. This worm fixation is screwing with her bottom line.
Question is, can I sneak? Down here.
System alert.
Huh? Incoming.
Oh, damn. Alright. They didn't see me, but they attacked me anyway. I'm gonna need... I'm gonna need a disguise part. The question is it here somewhere? I mean, I could have just killed the dude if I wanted to. I'd rather not. I'd rather do that. down. Let's just look real careful and see if they're not. If they'd let me do. That one won't. Oh, not on the way out here. I have to go. Just messing me up because it's in the red. This has to be. I mean, I assume it wouldn't be obvious. There'd have to be some way. Still not. Alright, well, let's go on back up here. Ah, oh, damn, it's 10:20. Alright, well, I better call it a night. Let's see, let's go ahead and save right here. And I will have to go ahead and we'll have to turn it off. Should be able to play a little bit more tomorrow, and we'll figure out what we can do in there. We'll go turn that thing in, we'll do Parvati's quest, and we'll kind of go that direction. So, anyway, Party Boy was in chat for a while. Thanks for hanging out with him. Anybody else that's around, make sure you check me out, give me a follow, and I'll be back doing this pretty fairly regularly. I'm addicted to this game, so we should be a good bit of it until I'm done with it. Anyway, y'all have a wonderful night.